Welcome to some Nicol Bolas, God-Pharaoh. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, I like it. We're going to keep on this one. Looks pretty good. I'd like to have a few more lands, but at least with the Azor's Gateway, we can start filtering through some of our stuff and then start going from there. But yes, welcome to some Brawl. Hope you're excited. I've had a lot of fun playing Nicol Bolas. I'm a Sultai person. True and true. Love Sultai, love Gold Gary, but not gonna lie, I'll enjoy Grixis from time to time. It's always a really fun color for me to play. And I guess technically it's kind of still on theme with Sultai, it's still got that core black-blue, which I really enjoy playing. But yeah, let's go and cover our commander. So we're playing Nicol Bolas, God-Pharaoh. +2, target opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they hit a non-land card. Until end of turn, we may cast that spell without paying its mana cost. And then for +1, each opponent exiles 2 cards from their hand. And then for the -4 ability, deal 7 damage to target permanent. -12, each non-land permanent your opponent's control. Exile each non-land permanent your opponent's control. All right. Anything else? Yeah. Let's go let it. Not anything else. Let's see. We're going to click OK to let the opponent pass the turn to us. Now we do have 2 plant tokens on the battlefield. So hopefully we can kind of stop whatever that Dowsing Dagger is going to be swinging across to get that extra mana going. All right, draw the Sorcerer's Spyglass. I'm just going to get down the Spire Bluff Canal. I think that sounds good. Yeah, I like that. Let's go for Sorcerer's Spyglass. We'll see, getting a look at their hand. If we want to name Dowsing Dagger, what we can do is kind of make sure that we don't worry about that. Swinging across. Fumigate, Glacial Fortress, Sky Sovereign. Yeah, I think we can still name Sky Sovereign Council Flagship off that. I'm pretty sure we can name that and kind of stop that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I do like this. Yeah, we're going to name Sky Sovereign off that one. And then anything else, now we're going to pass the turn. We'll be online for Azor's Gateway next turn. We can still, if we don't hit the land drop, we need to get that double black source that will be online for Bantu's Last Reckoning. But at least if we don't hit the land, we'll be online for Azor's Gateway. And then we can get that last land down. I'm not sure if I actually talked about Raff. If I double explained it, hey, forgive me. Flash Flying, and he may cast historic spells as though they had Flash. All right, opponent's going to get down the Meandering River and then pass the turn over to us. It's exactly this deck. Nicol Bolas is a lot of fun. If you're playing against an aggro style deck, it's a little rough sometimes, but this is exactly what we want to get going on. Okay, let's go and get down Island. I think I like that. Let's go and get down Island. Let's go and tap out for Azor's Gateway. And then we can start filtering through that. One thing that we definitely do have is we have Torment of Hellfire. So with Azor's Gateway, as I've been playing a lot of games, Azor's Gateway actually kind of turns into a secondary win condition for any sort of deck that's running black, especially if you're running Torment of Hellfire. You can use Azor's Gateway to start filtering through the cards in your hand. And as you do, eventually it's going to flip into the Sanctum of the Sun, adding that mana to your mana pool, so which is going to give you more than enough mana to hopefully go for really nice Torment of Hellfire. Let's get our opponent's hand popped up too. They did get down, let's see what land they played for the turn. Island, and then they did play Island off of that. So that's actually something new in there. Oh, dang it, sorry. I meant to go for that Azor's Gateway trigger. I was trying to make sure we had that pulled up. All right, we do have our second black source, so that's at least good. It's going to come into play tapped. Yeah, we'll go and get that, because I'd like to have Spell Swindle online, and then we go for the Azor's Gateway trigger next turn. But yeah, sorry about that Azor's Gateway. That's I was trying to get it popped up and cross off that island, but unfortunately, I accidentally double-clicked the F2 button and kind of pass it back over, so that's not the end of the world, though. So your opponent's going to go for it. They're going to flash in their commander, okay? It's going to be a 3/3, flash in with flying. Actually, excuse me, whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you get to transform it. Yeah, so actually they can go ahead and equip it at this point right now. One thing that we do have is Entrancing Melody in the hand. So that's going to be 6 total mana. So once we get 6 going, we can gain control of that, and we'll have our very own creature kind of start flying across. That will force our opponent to go for the Fumigate option, though. So at least we can kind of get them to get that going. All right, so we get in for a 5/4. But that is pretty interesting as far as Brawl goes, seeing the Raff Captain out there. All right. They're going to transform. They add that extra mana to their mana pool. Now, let's see what land they're going to get down. They still have Memorial to Genis. And then, all right, let's go for that Azor's Gateway trigger. Draw a card, then exile a card. Brawl, Chief Compliance. At this point right now, I guess we'll go and get rid of... Well, if we end up holding on to Herald of Anguish, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're actually 1 away from Herald of Anguish. I kind of like, and I like Entrancing Melody. We're a little far away from that, though. We're just looking at 3/3. Yeah, let's go and get rid of Entrancing Melody. I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's fine. We can get on Brawl, or we'll be online for Spell Swindle too, kind of cashing anything that they want to go for. Yeah, let's go and do that. Let's go and get down the mountain. And then that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Would actually be just enough if we want to tap out for that. Our opponent does have Fumigate, though. That would be probably an option that they go for. Let's just go and pass the turn at this point right now. We'll have one more Azor's Gateway flip to go for. We made the land drop. I like leaving up Supreme Will. We can either filter with Supreme Will, or you cash in one of our opponent's lands for one of their spells for some really good treasure tokens. And hopefully they might allow us to kind of land Nicol Bolas, God-Pharaoh. All right, see what they're going to be tapping out for. Skies, the Council Flagship. Yeah, because it's going to be, it looks like an activated ability, Crew 3. So we should be able to have that on lockdown with the Sorcerer's Spyglass, to my knowledge. If we wanted to, we can cash it in for Spell Swindle. Yeah, let's go and do that, actually, because that's going to be 5. That's going to be enough to kind of propel us past that. Let's go blue, blue. And it still kind of turns us online for an Azor's Gateway activation, or we can simply still go and end up going for Supreme Will, too, which I kind of like that. If we do end up going for Supreme Will, that'll give us 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll be one. Actually, we'll be online for Nicol Bolas too if we end up going for Supreme Will, kind of digging for something a little bit deeper. Then we get Memorial down, and they have not gotten down Glacial Fortress. Let's see if the Raff's going to swing in. All right, swinging in for 3. That's fine. And we'll go and go for one more Azor's Gateway activation too, just to kind of filter just a little bit deeper. And the cool thing about getting that many treasure tokens is this Herald of Anguish is going to be able to really kind of stick around on the battlefield. Yeah, I kind of like that. Let's go and do that. Let's go and sack a token. Let's go for Azor's Gateway activation. River's Rebuke and the Supreme Will. Let's go and filter that River's Rebuke. That would be nice if our opponent had a bigger board state. I would hold on to it, but I think we're okay getting rid of it at this point right now. All right, Revel in Riches. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go for Herald of Anguish. Pretty much going to be running into a Fumigate, depending on how they want to sequence that. We do have 2 in the hands, are Glacial Fortress and Fumigate. Yeah, let's go and go for Nicol Bolas. I think I like going for that. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. Tap out for red, and then 2 more. I'm going to get a Nicol Bolas. If they had got a counterspell, they've got it. Let's go and plus up. Exile until they hit a non-land card. We can cast that if we want to. Draw into the negate. Okay. And then anything else. Yeah, let's just go and pass the turn right now. If our opponent does cast something, we still have negate that we can play until end of turn. And then if not, then we'll be kind of good to go. That will cut us off online, though, on Supreme Will, which is a little bit of a downside, because we only have 2 more treasure tokens. But if they're going to be adding some mana, counter target non-creature spell, yeah, that's fine. And we could still use that, if we want to use one of the treasure tokens to kind of still filter Azor's Gateway. We're looking at a 2 and a 6 at this point right now, so if we get rid of Revel in Riches, that'll be something that we can at least kind of cycle away, and that'll start counting towards our total with Azor's Gateway. And if things get a little bit too nutty, we still have Bantu's Last Reckoning to kind of get around that. All right, opponent's going to go for Precognition Field, look at the top card of the library, me cast it if it's instant or sorcery, exile the top card. Okay, that's fine, go for that. And then, like I said, getting Azor's Gateway to flip when you add that mana, if you're playing against a control style matchup like we're going now, where it's just kind of blue-white control versus Grixis control, Azor's Gateway is an absolutely wonderful card for Brawl. Really giving you that extra mana to kind of just, you'll just have some turns, even if you don't have Torment of Hellfire, you'll have these turns where you just dump your entire hand getting stuff out, which is just absolutely delightful. I love it. All right, we got the whole crew swinging at Nicol Bolas. It's going to put Nicol Bolas down to 4. Main thing is that they're not attacking our life total. And that's going to cross off Glacial Fortress. That still should just leave Fumigate in the hand. I was going to go for a treasure token off Azor's Gateway. Draw a card, then exile a card. We have no 0, but I do want to make the... Let's go and get rid of Revel in Riches at this point. All right, it's going to be 2, 5, 6. And we'll actually be really close to getting that going. Let's go and get down Swamp. Let's go and plus up on Nicol Bolas, targeting our opponent. It's going to put it at 6 and still allow us to kind of survive another turn. Okay, opponent's going to exile the top card of their library. I guess that was Deep Freeze. Okay, that actually, I love how Precognition Field works with Nicol Bolas. It's pretty cool. So they can see what's up on top, so they can exile some stuff. Exile all attacking creatures. So if we cast it without paying its mana cost, yeah, let's go ahead and we'll just leave that in the exile zone, at least at this point right now. Let's go ahead and go for Herald of Anguish. That's at least going to kind of go ahead and force the... we'll go ahead and pay one off the Sorcerer's Spyglass, and then 3 more. Yeah, I kind of like that. We'll get down to Herald of Anguish. We're not going to have the mana, unfortunately, for that. But what we can do is, at the beginning of your end step, each opponent discards a card. So at least we're going to force them to get rid of either a Fumigate in their hand, or if they have a counter spell, we're going to force them to use it now. Because at this point right now, Fumigate's not really going to help them out too much. They're going to get a little bit of life gain. But at least we're going to put our opponent on some sort of, deal with Herald of Anguish, or at least we're going to be able to start chump blocking on some of these creatures swinging across. All right. Still going to keep us online for an Azor Gateway activation, and we already activated Nicol Bolas. We can, anything else? No, we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. All right, there we go. All right, so each opponent's going to have to discard a card. And the cool thing about Herald of Anguish is this is not technically a true artifact style deck, but we have so many utility stuff. You can see that we could have pumped out Herald of Anguish a lot quicker with that spell swindle, but at least having that pressure on our opponent where they're going to have to keep discarding a card, we can start sacrificing some of these spells to kind of start giving these creatures -1. Ooh, exile all non-land permanents that aren't legendary. Okay. Any certain way, Azor's Gateway still legendary. Okay, that's fine. They do have a legendary creature. And that's simply going to leave the captain on the battlefield. Okay. Like I said, we still got Supreme Will to dig a little bit deeper. We can at least exile the island and make it a 0-2-5-6, and we'll see what we roll into. All right, and we got the captain swinging in at Nicol Bolas right now. Once again, with their last card in their hand being Fumigate, but that was a pretty good draw on that one. Let's go for Azor's Gateway. Draw a card, then exile a card out of your hand. Let's go and exile island at this point. I kind of like having access to negate. Let's see what we draw into. Draw into Hour of Devastation. Okay. So we can get Azor's Gateway to flip, getting rid of Bantu's Last Reckoning. I think at this point, let's go and plus up on Nicol Bolas, see what we can kind of roll into. Yes, definitely going to cast Gideon of the Trials. Oh, yes, look at that. All right, to get down Gideon, we're going to be able to go for the +1. Yeah, because we kind of want to force it to where our opponent's going to have to... I guess technically we could go for something like... if we go for Bantu's Last Reckoning, we'll have our lands on tap. We can actually tap out for each non-Bolas Planeswalker. We'll actually miss out on Gideon on that one. Let's do this. Let's go for Bantu's Last Reckoning. Because I'd like to keep... Well, we necessarily don't need Gideon that bad, so let's go and do that. Let's go for Gideon. Prevent all damage that target permanent would deal. That actually help us kind of keep Nicol Bolas on the battlefield. Excuse, I kind of overthought that one for a second. Let's get down Brawl. And that's going to give us a reduced cost off negate, or we can simply just kind of churn out a Supreme Will to dig a little bit deeper, and then get a Azor's Gateway to kind of flip off that. Anything else? Now we're going to go pass turn to our opponent. But yeah, you can pretty much see this is what the Nicol Bolas deck's designed to do. Get that down, really start putting some pressure on our opponent. If they want to go for Fumigate, they can, but it is just, it can be really devastating getting down Nicol Bolas, going for that +2 ability, especially when we get down something like Gideon of the Trials, not Travels. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.